Hello, citizens of YouTube. Welcome to an IncrediBell adventure. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. We've been on the road a little over an hour. We're heading to Disneyland. The Pixar Fest is going on. I've got the whole crew here. Of course, we had to stop for a pit stop here, but I'll introduce you to all of them in just a second. Okay, we finally got enough light in the car to do a little bit of filming, so I thought I would introduce everybody that's going on this IncrediBell adventure to Disneyland for Pixar Fest. Of course, I'm Mr. IncrediBell, your host.
I'm Mrs. IncrediBell?
You said that like it was a question. Are you not sure? It says right here, you are definitely Mrs. IncrediBell. Next.
Michelle. Kyra, or at IncrediBell Girl on Instagram.
I'm Logan, but you can follow me at Logan D. Bell.
Logan D. Bell on Instagram. All right, that's everybody. We're on the road. Let's get out of here, people.
Disneyland!
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 Disneyland! Disneyland! Disneyland!
Why isn't everybody in on this?
I have no idea why Kyra and I are the only ones hyped on Disneyland.
I don't know either.
Just chant Disneyland. Come on.
Okay.
One, 2, 3. Disneyland! 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 Disneyland!
Disneyland!
It's like, how many times are we gonna do it for?
There are several reasons I decided to vlog this event. For one, I wanted all of you to get to know my IncrediBell family.
Please,
Wait, can you sing it
please
one more
sing
time?
it again, Kyra.
Can you sing the first version, please? The normal one? No, the number one. Okay. Whoa!
We're not even halfway there yet. Another reason for documenting this adventure is the dynamics of the IncrediBell family core is changing. My 3 kids are growing up, moving on, marrying, and having kids of their own. I wanted to document this journey for me and for us, as this is likely the last major journey as this core group. Plus, I wanted to show you how we spent our Mother's Day with an IncrediBell mom and an IncrediBell mom-to-be.
Whoa! Lizard on a tree! Do you know that the whole time you've been recorded?
And you can follow her at IncrediBell Girl on Instagram.
She is not a singer.
The journey to get from our home in Oregon to Disneyland was a little over 700 miles. So in order to keep the wheels on the Flexmobile rolling, we switched drivers often. It's time to switch drivers for a while.
Help us all, dear God.
Pray
I'm
for
a
us.
good driver.
It's already started, Kyra.
Should I wait for this? Speaking of being a good driver.
And we found ways to entertain ourselves on the journey. With card games, and also with Kyra. Okay, let's roll.
Bye. Bye.
Go, Dad, go. She's getting in the car. Lock the doors. Lock the doors.
What the hell are you doing?
I tried to lock the doors. It didn't work. No, it didn't. Thanks, guys.
Okay, we have to stop at the emergency room for Michelle now. We really wanted to limit our stops along the way, since we were scheduled for just 3 days and 2 nights at Disneyland, and we wanted to make the most of it, while still keeping ourselves comfortable during our travels. We checked into our room at the Paradise Pier Hotel, and since Kyra and Michelle only had passes for 2 days, while the rest of us are annual pass holders, they hit the pool and downtown Disney, while Jessica and I hit a couple of rides inside the park. We were up and at it bright and early the next morning. Our hotel package included an extra hour in the California side of the park, so we started off our rides on one of our absolute favorites, Radiator Springs Racers. Hey, did we win both races?
Yeah.
2 races already this morning and we won both times. After that, we headed over for the rope drop in the main park, Disneyland.
Oh, I'm freaking ready for the rope drop.
I didn't even ask you yet.
I already knew it. You were coming over
No,
here.
I was coming over to ask you if you were ready for coffee.
Coffee?
All of us in the Magic Kingdom are delighted to have you as our guests today. Whether this is your first visit or your 100th, we welcome you to join our Disney family. Now it's time to begin your journey of fantasy and wonder in our many lands. For your safety and for those around you, we ask that you walk to your next destination. We hope that today you'll be making memories that will last a lifetime.
After the rope drop, it was all about moving through the park for rides, food, and fun, and a lot of miles on the feet. We tend to bounce around the park, hitting the rides with lower standby times while fast passing the rides with higher wait times. It means a lot of moving, but limits the time standing in line and increases the number of rides we can get in a day. And plus, all that walking is a great excuse to get more Disney snacks.
Hey, what are you doing now?
I'm getting a carrot cake churro.
What flavor?
Carrot cake. Oh, yes. All right. Let's see.
There you go. Okay.
Let's go.
Don't be too suggestive. What do you think?
That's good.
All right, someone dip it and put it into my base hole.
Wow, that's good. I don't really like carrot cake, but
One of the many highlights of our first day together in the park was convincing Kyra to go on Big Thunder Mountain. We couldn't get her on Splash Mountain with us this time, but we did manage to capture the joy that is Kyra on a thrill ride.
I don't get it. I will stand up on this ride.
I'm terrified.
It's cool. The first part where you go dark in the tunnel. That's it.
Okay, that's not funny.
Okay. This is cool, dude. Trust me. Okay, go! So, are you ready for the fast part now? Are you ready for the fast part now? Alright, so check this out. Rattlesnake. Here we That's it, dude. Oh my God. No, it goes just a little bit. Hey, look, there's a dinosaur! Oh, a dinosaur!
Alright, now it's time for the drop.
Are we done now?
We are done.
Now on to a kiddie ride.
The rest of the first day was spent hitting as many rides as possible. We laughed until our stomachs hurt and walked until our feet hurt. And we worked up quite an appetite for our scheduled dinner at the Blue Bayou restaurant. The Blue Bayou location inside the Pirates of the Caribbean ride provides an amazing and immersive atmosphere. Leave it to Disney to be able to take you from the bright and loud atmosphere of the park to deep inside a southern swamp, complete with fireflies, in just a few steps. The food at the Blue Bayou is pretty stellar. My go-to is always the Monte Cristo. If you like a good Monte Cristo sandwich, I highly recommend the one at the Blue Bayou. After eating, it was back to the rides until the evening fireworks show, which is currently all Pixar themed for the park's Pixar Fest. Obviously, this is much more dramatic and spectacular in person, and while this show looks great up close by the castle, I would suggest catching it all the way back to the front of Main Street, since all of the buildings are interactive to the lights and music being projected onto the castle. After the fireworks, we loaded up on as many rides as we could before the park closed, and called an end to our 19-hour day. I'll bring you our second day in the park on the next show. Please be sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss that show or any of our other adventures or toy reviews. If you liked this episode, please be sure to give it a thumbs up by clicking on that like button. And then tell me about your favorite ride at Disneyland or Disneyland California Adventures Park. We can talk about it down in the comments section. Be nice to each other down there.